Hi guys, it's Love and Info, Enrique Blasik, new sensation on YouTube. And first of all, I want to start by saying how liberated and free and okay with myself and in peace with myself I felt after I made that video yesterday. I don't know if all of my fans are so worried about me, but on a serious note, it was very liberating to make that video. It was great. Just an update on my life. I'm getting my shit together. I am going with my job. Handling some court cases that I had that I need to. I was blessed that they got out of control, and I just need to, get my shit together on that aspect, which I am. So there's a lot more of an info coming. Don't worry about that. Hold on one second. How to get my little friend, So before I have so many ideas of videos that I want to make, and a lot of the times like another idea comes up, and I don't have time to like catch them all, you know what I mean? And sometimes like I make a video about something that I think about that moment, and sometimes I leave behind other ideas, but I want to make sure that this one, even though it's not what the video is about today, I still get across. So a lot of people's like, how do you get positive in your life? How do you make the switch? How do you get out of a hole? And I was realizing this morning that because your reality is a reflection of you, and what you attract is who you are, then we must be in a positive state of being in order for us to attract a positive into our lives. Meaning that if we're having negative thoughts, if we're stressed, if we are acknowledging if we're acknowledging bad feedback to come into our spirits and to let us think that we're doing wrong or right, if we're hanging out with people who doesn't believe in us, that's very fucking important. Always hang around with people that believes in you, because if somebody doesn't believe in you, they don't believe in themselves, and they're going to be detrimental to your life. So in order for us to manifest positive stuff, in order for us to have the power of believing in ourselves, we must be in a positive state of being. How do we achieve this? Well, that'll be a whole nother video. But in my case, I'm achieving this by freeing my cage. Your cage is only as deep as your darkest secret. Also, your cage is built by your inhibitions, but things that hold you back, things that I wasn't taking care of. You gotta take care of business, man. That's something I'm learning today. I feel so much better going to court, getting this shit done. Now, am I gonna keep going with it? Am I gonna keep making my payments? Am I gonna go to court? Am I gonna do my programs? That's a whole other story, but step by step, everything is okay. Take it day by day, you know what I mean? So, today's video is, this is my notes on today's video. Look at that. Fucking hieroglyphics, man. I'm telling you, I should have been a doctor. Because of my writing, doctors have bad writing. I don't know. It's a joke. So, accepting and forgiving others to cause pain is not human nature. So I was watching this TED Talk. There we go, Enrique, with your TED Talks. Yeah, here we go. I was watching this TED Talk. I don't quite remember what it was about, but I do remember that the guy said, we have many requirements, many things in life that we need to survive. We have many, I can't find the word right now, like substantiables that we need, you know what I mean? Like, we need food. In order to get food, we must hunt, work for it. We need love. We need sexual release. We need things that we need in order to survive. We don't need and would never be in our nature to hurt somebody else, because we don't need to hurt somebody else in order for us to survive. So when someone hurts you, they're not doing it because they want to hurt you. They're doing it, here it comes, because who knows? That's your job. It's your job to sit there and analyze, why is this person trying to hurt me? Where are they coming from? And most of the time you're going to find out that it's because they've been hurt by you, by a resemble of you, by an action of you that you probably didn't mean or did, or simply because they're haters. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? I've gone through a lot of it's a lot, I've always tried to understand where people are coming from. Growing up, I moved to the U.S. My mom brought me over here the first couple of months. I was staying with my aunt and my uncles. My uncle was like your typical like macho dude, you know, like, you know, have all his fucking wives and kids all over the fucking place, and you know, like shit like that. You know what I mean? And I've always looked up to him. He was like a father to me growing up. He made me feel safe. He was my safe zone. He made me feel special. He made me feel well, okay with who I was. A lot of times my cousins would be like, oh, you're a little too feminine. You're a little too like, don't know how to play well with others because you're an only child, this and this and that. And I'd be like, oh, my cousins don't like me. And I remember him saying like, don't worry about them. I like you. I'm the man around here and I like you. So we're cool. And when I moved out here and he found out how gay I was, he used to beat my motherfucking ass for plugging my eyebrows. You see those gorgeous eyebrows? Yeah, 13-year-old never get what a guy gets ass beat for plugging them. This one time I like tried to run away to Mexico, like back to Mexico, and then like he fucking got me, and it wasn't so much about the physical pain that he caused me. It was about the mental confusion of not knowing where this man was coming from and why was he doing this. What must have happened to him that made him realize that at all cost, to the best of his knowledge, he had to save me from. Because I knew that he loved me, I knew that he accepted me for who I was, but why was so wrong to be feminine? Why was so wrong to pluck my eyebrows? Why was so wrong to put a fucking rainbow in my binder? Well, it's because where he came from, this wasn't well looked at. You weren't a man if you did all this. And I remember after all this happened, like I went to Polinsky, I almost ended up in foster home, I didn't, my mom went and got me out, and she goes, oh hell no, you know, and you know, it's just a couple of months that this whole hell was going on. And before my grandmother passed away, I don't know if I got deported or went back to Mexico. You know, this kind of Mexicans don't really believe in borders, if you know what I mean. So anyway, he was back in Mexico, and I remember hearing from somebody that he went into my mother's house, in which my grandma used to live, who was my grandmother's, my mom's, and I's, and my home. That's my mom right there. And he went in there and he was talking some kind of crap about me, like he went around doing for a long time. I don't know why. He was just very angry at the fact that he thought I was going to suffer a lot for being who I was. And he said something about me and my grandmother. And no, real quick, my grandmother, this was the apple of her eyes, this man. Now, she raised me, and when my mom took me away from her over there when I was like 14 and brought me to the US, she goes, darling, I didn't lost a grandkid, I lost the son. Like, I raised that fucker, you know? So with that being said, and with being said that my uncle was the apple of her eyes also, no matter what he did wrong, he was right, that type of mother, you know? He started talking shit about me, and then she goes, don't you ever come into my son's house and talk shit about him, about who he is, because you and I know what you are. So, I mean, I'll leave that out for your discretion. Whatever the hell you want that to mean. I knew what it meant. I knew why my uncle was so afraid. I knew why he was so afraid of me being who I was, because he just didn't want me to suffer. Now, was I hurt? Yeah. Could he have done it better? Yeah. But to the best of his acknowledgement, and to the best of his knowledge, I mean, his point and his instinct was never to hurt me. It was to make me better in his own eyes. And I have nothing to forgive him for, because he really didn't do nothing bad. He was just being him, understanding where he's coming from. Understanding where people are coming from makes a huge difference, because let's say that I did consider myself hurt, and let's say that I dwell on this all these years. Why would I keep hurting myself over someone else hurting me? So if it was in their nature to hurt me, then I'm gonna give them even more pain for myself? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You know, you must let go. You can't dwell on stuff that anyone has ever done to you in life, because you're just hurting yourself even more. And that person is just living their best lie, you know? I mean, let their conscience take over if they have one. If they don't, then oh well. You know what I mean? Just forgive. Don't put the other chick though. I don't know about that one yet. And plus, I mean, isn't it the worst situations in our lives that makes us who we are? The worst, the lowest situations in our lives is what builds the character, is what builds the energy, the tenacity. That's why I'm so fearless and fierce. Because I've gone through some shit. Let's say, like, I haven't had a bad life at all. I've been very blessed. I've always had everything I needed. And there's a lot of people that have been through way worse. But those bad experiences that I've had have built who I am. And anything that you're going through, any bad thing that has happened to you, just the fact that you made it out of, you're a better person already. You're a stronger person for that. That's what builds us as humans, you know? Yeah, so, but you gotta get to work. That was it for today. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Thank you guys. Thank you. I love you. Oh, by the way, so there's this like program company, whatever the hell, I forgot what it was called. That's like they work with like new artists that have been like, you know, they're like either low income or homeless or in their drug addictions, and like they want to help them like get through the way they need to get by offering them certain platforms. I don't know how the program works, but bottom line, I wrote a fucking email and they responded. They want to see some of my work, so please send lots of your good vibes and intentions towards me. We don't need luck. Luck's for losers. Yeah, so we're all fucking stars. Let us shine, baby.